Today, in order to achieve the reduced pressure that we need to distill benzaldehyde, we're going to hook up our distillation apparatus to our schlenk line. I've already prepared the apparatus here. Right now we have benzaldehyde stirring in a flask that's connected directly below the lip so that it will not slip. There's a Vigoro column connected to this flask, which is then connected to a short path distillation condenser with a thermometer and thermometer adapter. This next piece, sometimes referred to as a cow, allows us to collect separate fractions of our distillate along the way. That way, if we're collecting some impurities, we can separate those off from our pure product. This next hose connects to a Y that's connected to an air bleed, which will allow us to control the vacuum pressure. Also, it has a small piece of wire to prevent the tubing from completely sucking in on itself. This tubing then connects to the mercury manometer, which we're using to get our pressure reading, which then connects to the schlenk line, which we can attach to the vacuum. Okay. So next, before we turn the vacuum on, we need to check the oil level to make sure that the vacuum pump is properly oiled. I can see that the oil is clearly within the appropriate range. In order to protect the vacuum pump, we're going to put dry ice and acetone in the trap. So now that we have our trap filled with dry ice and acetone, this will collect any of the incident vapors that do not collect from our distillation and protect the vacuum pump from damage. Now we can turn the vacuum pump on. Turning the stopcock to where the blue knob is downward connects the vacuum to our distillation apparatus. As you can see, the mercury in the manometer is lowering. So now that the vacuum pump is all the way turned on, we can adjust our air bleed to give us the pressure reading that we want. We can read the pressure by observing the difference in the lower level of mercury and the upper level of mercury. Now that we have the apparatus under vacuum, we can begin to start heating. I'm going to turn on the power mite connected to the thermal well. Initially, I'm just setting it to 3, and then once it starts to heat up, I will adjust the setting to the temperature that's required. In order to help the benzaldehyde make it over the threshold when distilling, I'm going to wrap the apparatus in crinkled aluminum foil to insulate it. So I think now we just need to wait. So now that our benzaldehyde is distilling, I've switched the cow to the middle flask to collect our primary fraction of benzaldehyde that we're going to use. The forerun is typically wasted just in case there are impurities in it, and after this flask starts to fill up more, we'll collect the overrun in this flask over on the right. Depending on the distillation, sometimes you need to separate multiple things by boiling point. In this case, since we're only planning on isolating benzaldehyde, most of these fractions would most likely be pure enough for us to use, but we're going to stick with the middle one.